I'm the man now. Nobody ever gave a handout. For the stretch, talking grams loud. Cut them off, get the hand out. Bro talk, what's that about?
Yo, what's going on, people? You know who it is. It's Tay Wiz, of course, broadcasting live and direct from the man cave as usual. For those subscribers out there that is not subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit that bell. Not subscribe to my Twitter page, hit that bird at TAE_WIGGS. Of course, the link to my website is down below. First and foremost, Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Golden State Warriors taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers came out swinging hard in the first quarter. They did, taking that lead 28-29. I was looking at who was going to step up from the Cavaliers and have a good game. J.R. Smith played a fantastic first quarter. Kevin Durant was just sriracha. He was on fire. KD, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 4 for 4 from the field. He was also 4 for 4 from the free throw line in the first quarter. Things got a little testy in the first quarter. Draymond Green and Tristan Thompson both get texts. And Tristan Thompson was trying to set the tone for the team, which he did. But arguably, they had Steph Curry where they won him in the first quarter. He was 1 for 4 from the field, 0 for 2 from the three-point line with 2 points. Klay Thompson was 1 for 5 from the three. But one thing about these guys, you have to keep your composure on them. You got to stay poised. You cannot let these guys breathe. You got to stay on. You got to rough him up. Which I thought they did a good job on Steph Curry in the first quarter, roughing him up, make sure he don't get the shots that he was looking for. I thought the Cavaliers came out with a great plan. They executed, going to the basket. J.R. Smith was hitting threes. This is game 3. Team down 0-2. I was still looking for LeBron James. Still had to be more aggressive. He was too passive in the first quarter. And as you see, Kevin Love had a good first quarter with his 6 rebounds go along with his 7 points. J.R. Smith had 7 points, 3 from 5. That was 2 more points than he scored all game. Game 2. I'm looking at LeBron James. He had 5 assists, 2 rebounds, 6 points. But in the first quarter, even though the Cavaliers won that first quarter, I still want to see more from LeBron James. I still want to see him attack the basket. Kevin Durant was like, you know what? We're not going to let the Cavaliers win a game. Let's go ahead and attack them where it hurts at. And the one thing about the Cavaliers, what they was doing, listen to a lot of media outlets, the Cavaliers switching because it was the best thing for them. That's the wrong answer. Cavaliers is doing too much switching, which is the wrong thing for them. The reason I'm saying that, because every time they switched on the shooter, the back door was open. Easy layups, dunks, whatever. It got to a point when they started double teaming Steph Curry and Jordan Bell was slipping through and getting easy dunks and shots contested going to the free throw line. You cannot switch. Stay with your man. You see what the Warriors are doing on defense. Staying with their man. If you make it, you make it. You miss, you miss. We can live with it. You know why? Because they still got 3 hella shooters on the floor with Durant, Thompson, and Curry. So you pick your poison. You just cannot just double team these guys. I was looking for the challenge with LeBron. I was just looking for a challenge. This and say, you know what, LeBron, I'm gonna put my shoulders down. I'm gonna drive to the basket. Didn't do it. So I thought the Cavaliers came up with a great execution plan. They put Rodney Hood in to get some valuable minutes, which I thought was key for them. That was in the first quarter. So we go to the second quarter. The Cavaliers win that quarter, 29-24. I said, okay. The Cavaliers had to win their first quarter and set the second quarter. I thought the Cavaliers came out with great energy on both ends of the floor. I do not know what happened later on in the game. As I get to that point, as the Cavaliers go into halftime, winning 58-52, Kevin Durant was still hot, man. 3 from 4 from the three-point line, 7 from 10 from the field, shooting at a 70% clip with 8 rebounds, 24 points. Kevin Durant is on a mission, man. The Slim Reaper, y'all call him a snake because of what he did, the move. Call him the Slim Reaper. Slim Reaper with the goods, man. How do you defend someone that is 7 feet tall that can shoot the ball at a high volume clip? Because if LeBron James or anybody else elevate their highest, he's still going up because he's 7 feet tall. So when he leave that ground, he about 7'5". He got a more clear cut and easy look at the basket. A lot of basketball people do not understand what type of player Kevin Durant is. He's special. He's long. He's lengthy out there. You cannot defend nothing like that. Pretty much a better version of Dirk Nowitzki when handles. And you're looking at what he can do. Not only he can shoot the three, he can drive to the bucket. He can create his own shot. Klay cannot create his own shot, and people got to realize that. Klay is a set shooter. Steph Curry can create his own shot. Other than that, there's only two people in the team that can create their own shot, which is Steph and KD. And you're looking at Draymond Green. We got 4 points, a rebound. 4 points, a rebound, 3 assists. Sorry for that. Klay still was 2 for 7 with 5 points. He only scored 2 more points than he did in the first quarter. So you're looking at where this team gonna get better at. You know this team was gonna make a move with the Splash Bros. You would just know when was it gonna come because they had him in check in the first half, keeping Steph Curry to 2 points, 1 for 8 from the field, 1 for 4 from the 3-point line. Going into the third quarter, know that he's a little rattled, but this is a shooter's league. And I keep saying it. It's a make or miss league. It's either you're gonna do or you're gonna die. And one thing about the Warriors, they do. They was due. They kept coming. They kept punching. You know what, Cavs? Y'all go on these runs. We know the biggest lead that y'all guys had was 13. We know the Warriors had the biggest lead was 8. So you know what? The biggest lead for the Cavaliers is 13 points. Okay, you gave the Warriors your best punch, Cavaliers. The whole thing is in the third quarter, can you sustain it? We know the third quarters is the best quarter for the Golden State Warriors. This is when they take off on the team. We know the Cavaliers coming in throughout the whole season, always leading through these playoffs, and now, of course, the NBA Finals, they are one of the worst third quarter point scoring teams in the league. How can they do it? You got to jump off early. You cannot just start the game in the third quarter going 0 for 3 and think you're going to just hit a switch like that because we know what the Warriors are going to do. They're going to penetrate, get a guy opening to the side and hit a 3. And they kept doing the same play. And y'all kept falling for it. Same exact play. So as you're going through that, you look at what LeBron James did in that first half, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. Kevin Durant did almost what LeBron James did in the first quarter. So Kevin Durant seized the moment. He came out there with that. You say, you know what? Man, I don't want to play game 5 in the Bay. Let's play game 4. Let's take game 3. Let's take their hearts. Let's take their hearts away. Now game 4, let's take their soul. And that's what they did. That's what they did. You gotta play every game like it's a game 7. The Cavaliers not playing this like a game 7. They're not. And you listen to the hometown guy, me, Tay Wiggs. I'm not being biased. I'm seeing what everybody else seeing through these odds. Everybody can say what they want right now. We know that it's still some questionable calls out there on the officiating. But at the end of the day, you don't complain. You play through it. You cannot do that. As Tristan Thompson gave you 4 points and 3 rebounds in the first half, didn't do nothing in the first quarter. So you're looking at Kevin Love gave you 15 and 10, 15 points, 10 rebounds. He's also 3 from 5 from the 3-point line, which I thought that was great because I thought that was something they needed for their guys to start hitting. J.R. Smith had 10 points, 4 from 7, 2 from 4 from the 3-point line. Rodney Hood came off the bench, gave you 6 points and 4 rebounds. And Rodney Hood was out there playing. And a lot of people say, Rodney Hood is not the same player. The question I want everybody to know, and I'm about to give you the answer. Why is Rodney Hood suffering? Why? Because he played on the team last year, the Utah Jazz. He led their team in scoring in the playoffs with 16.5. So you put Rodney Hood on the Cavaliers with a player that's more ball dominant and is stagnant. A lot of things aren't going to go your way. A lot of people numbers went down who numbers should be up. If LeBron James just let the point guard handle the rock, it would be so much better. The only time LeBron should just handle the ball if it need be if the game get close. Let the point guard take over the game. That's why George Hill points is suffering. That's why he only had 5 points. There's no way that George Hill should have 5 points, which I thought he played a little lousy. He should have been more aggressive throughout the game. Like I said, J.R. Smith came out attacking the hole, playing great defense on Klay, not letting him breathe. He the one who held Klay down to 1 for 5 in the first quarter. Then the second quarter come, had him 2 for 7. That was J.R. Smith doing. because you can live with J.R. Smith. Sometimes you can't live with him. As we wrap up the first half, as you looking at what happened, what the Cavaliers did to take that lead, 58-52, to be up about 5 points. The Cavaliers is on the glass. The Warriors had 16 rebounds total. Cavs averaged 28, but the Cavaliers won the offensive rebound with Tristan Thompson. You're looking at where the Cavaliers had 10 offensive rebounds, and the Warriors had 4. Defensive rebounds, the Cavaliers own that, 18-12. So you're looking at, okay, this is the ingredients of winning the game. You're looking at where assists came into a factor. The Cavaliers had 14, Warriors 9. The steals come into factor, 4-12. They both had 3 blocks apiece. But the one thing I circled, the Cavaliers was fouling too much. They had 12 personal fouls accountable going towards them, to the Warriors only had 8. But the one thing I did circle was the free throw discrepancy in the first half. The Golden State Warriors was 92% from the field. The Cleveland Cavaliers did not take an attempt. They were still going to the rack. They still weren't getting some of the calls they needed. They had 0 attempts. You got to be more and more aggressive going to the hole to get the call accounted for. You're not doing anything in that. As you look at where, like I said, the Cavaliers had a struggle in the third quarter. You have to bring it. Like I said, starting them third quarter sluggish will hurt you every single time. Because if you wanted to win last night, which the Cavaliers did not, and I want to get to that part because everybody said I'm a KD hater. Not a KD hater. The move he made was not a great move for basketball. LeBron James did the same thing. Don't get me wrong, for the Miami Heat. But his move was a little bit different, people. And I know everybody's going to question it. You can leave your comments at the end of this page and on my website. The whole thing was LeBron James. Everybody acting like LeBron James lost in 2006 and joined up with the Miami Heat team after they won that championship. And people say, look at that team. And everybody said, oh, that team that's not a super team, but they were super enough to get the win. You had a young Wade, first and foremost. You still had Shaq, who still has something left in his prime. You still had Antoine Walker, who was hitting big shots. You still had James Posey, who was still hitting big shots. You still had Jason Williams, white chocolate. You still had GP. Can I keep going? You still had Alonzo Mourning. So this team had what it takes to beat that Dallas Maverick teams in 2006. Now you go look at that 2006 Miami Heat roster and tell me not half that roster was Hall of Famers. I'm just saying. So it's different. LeBron James and Chris Bosh teamed up to become a big 3. And which they wasn't a big 3, it's more like the big 2.5. But at the point I'm making, you could join whatever team you want to. It just depends on if the owner want to open that checkbook. So, with that being said, Kevin Durant made the best move for him. It might not be the best move for fans, basketball per se, but at the end of the day, these are grown men. They can make any decision and move they want. The whole object of the game is to what? Win championships. That's why LeBron James joined Miami, folks. Quite clear. You look at certain players who's trying to win. That's why Chris Paul joined the Houston Rockets, because he got to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in his career. They was one game away from going to the NBA Finals. You look at some of these moves that players make. Let's be honest. The whole object of the game is who can make it through October and out of April and make it to June. If you can make it to June, that means you playing for the gold Larry O'Brien trophy. So at the end of the day, there will be a winner at the end of each season. But the whole ordeal is, can this team or other teams withstand the 2 teams that are left at that present time? Because there only can be one champion. When you win, nobody remembers second place but the losing state. And right now, Cavaliers got their backs up against the wall. 03, they said no team never came back from a 03 deficit. I don't see it happening. It's not going to happen. No bueno, zilch, nada, zero. Ain't no way, Jose, it's gonna happen. So as you go down in that third quarter, what happened? The Cavaliers were switching too much. They broke down. Everybody just kept getting to that in the Cavaliers' second defensive wall and just scoring their buckets. And the one thing is, it starts with your leader, LeBron James, my favorite player. And like I said on the show, anybody can get it. This what made me different from TV, because they bias towards one person or this person. No, I'm biased towards everybody, and I'm going to keep it real. The reason why the Cavaliers lost because LeBron James was being too passive. He wasn't aggressive going to the rack, shooting threes when you didn't need to shoot threes. Of course, in the game, LeBron James was 1 for 6 from the 3-point line. I don't need you shooting threes. Kyle Korver is in finals right now. Kyle Korver is only 6 for 28 from the 3-point line. That's ugly. Putrid. Ain't gonna get you to win. And you're looking at where, yes, LeBron James had a triple-double. Triple-doubles don't mean nothing if you ain't got that W next to your name. 33 points for LeBron James, 10 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Like I said, again, folks, he was 1 for 6. Why are you shooting threes late in the fourth quarter when you had this team on the ropes in the penalty? You had this team on the ropes. You had them where you want them. You had the team in the penalty, so you could shoot free throws from the 4-minute mark all the way down, and you didn't attack the hole. That goes to LeBron James and the whole Cavaliers. So I'm trying to figure out what Ty Lue was doing. Well, you got any coach would say, all right, we look up at the scoreboard, we look at the bonus, we know this team is +5 in the bonus. So when you +5 in the bonus, I mean, we're going to drive to the hole. Let's get some of these calls. They didn't do it. I'm looking for, okay, we got them where we at. Let's go. We ain't even talk about the terrible night Steph Curry had shooting. You had this guy 1 for 10 from the 3-point line. 1 for 10 overall, shooting 10%. And he shooting 3 for 16 total, 18%. And they still win. 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and 11 points for Steph Curry. From Steph Curry, they still won. Klay Thompson had 10 points, 4 rebounds. He was 2 for 5 from the 3-point line. 4 from 11 from the field. You had this team where you wanted. You had the backcourt with 21 points combined. And the Cavaliers still lost. That let you know they still had Kevin Durant. They had JaVale McGee with 10 points, 3 rebounds, who came in, gave them some valuable minutes. Draymond Green, 10 points, 9 assists, and they won an ugly game. Like I said in the first half, Kevin Durant was Sriracha. Second half, that boy was like hot lava. 43 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, 15 for 23 from the field, 7 from 7 from the free throw line, and also shooting a staggering 6 for 9 from the 3-point line. Kevin Durant, literally, you talk about putting a team on your back when you need them to, putting your head down, playing bully ball, getting to the rack. Now you've seen that. Putting your head down, getting to the rack, picking out your spots on the floor to make key shots, to seal the win and put the team on your back and go back to the bench and tell the team, I got you. Then what I like about what I seen from KD, he know that Steph had a bad shooting night. The finals MVP from a year ago. He had a bad shooting night. Steph Curry. He goes up to Steph. Where he said to Steph, he told him, keep shooting. We need you. We don't need you to stop shooting. Keep shooting that ball. And he kept shooting the pill. I.e., game 1, we can go back to the fiasco the Cavaliers had with the blunder of J.R. Smith. LeBron James to say anything to his teammates. And he said, why do I got to pick my teammates up every time we go into the bad hole? It's the same thing I do at work, LeBron. I work with my peers. I'm not going to call them employees. I work with my peers at work. My second family from home that I see most of the time out of a 40% day of work. And it's called sacrificing. picking your teammates up when they need most. J.R. Smith had his head in his lap. He felt like the world fell down on him. You wasn't there to pick him up. Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, these greats, Kevin Garnett, my favorite player of all time, hands down, would never, ever let his teammate sit by himself with his hands in his head in his hands. Never. They would go, especially KG, would go up to that player and probably say something like this: "Hey, it's all good. We live to fight another day. Let's go to work. Let's keep going." Michael Jordan would have said, "Hey, this is why I pay you the big bucks. You know I believe in you. You still got one shot left in you." Kobe Bryant probably would have said something: "Hey, man, you got to bring that Mamba mentality. Let's go, Shaq." And Shaq probably said, "Let's go, big fella." Or to Derek Fisher, who made some clutch shots. "Hey, Rock." That's Derek Fisher's nickname. "Hey, Rock." They're gonna try and double team Shaq in the post. They're gonna try to come cut me off. I need you to hit this shot. All right, I got you, Cole. I got you, big fella. The Diesel. Who hit a big shot? Derek Fisher. The Rock hit one. The stabilizer. LeBron James, I don't care if you're down 0-1 or up 3-0. I know you can be stunned at the same time. Never let your teammates feel left out. Pick them up. Never kick a dog while he's down, because while he's up, you get nothing but high praises for JR. But when he's down, you don't want to say nothing to him. Come on, LeBron. You got to be better than that, big dog. Kevin Durant came to the Q. As they call it, quick and loans. He came for a quick, easy 43 game point night. As they say, his old slogan, KD, not nice on the floor, giving the Cavaliers work. They got a song for J.R. Smith, hitting threes for reach, it's angle. No, that was Kevin Durant balling. And I was trying to figure out why LeBron James wasn't guarding Kevin Durant. Kevin Love was out there getting torched. Why wasn't he out there? LeBron James, you guard the superstar. That's why Dan Gilbert paid you the big bucks. But you didn't guard KD. You didn't guard the Slim Reaper. Some people call him the Snake. I'm not calling him the Snake. You didn't guard the Slim Reaper. The Slim Reaper was ready. He got his guillotine out. He's going to touch y'all with death on Friday. You know, let's face it. The Cavaliers down 0-3. They said no team ever came back, and I don't see it happening. I guess Draymond Green, Steph Curry probably smell some of that old residue left back. In 2015, they said the locker room was still smelling like champagne. You keep playing like that, Cavaliers, the locker room going to smell like champagne again, but only in the visitors' locker room. So you got to get it together. Warriors got out-rebounded by 10, 37-47. The Cavaliers own the offensive rebounds again, 15-6. They both had 6 steals. Cavaliers won the block battle by 1, 5-4. Warriors shot 52% from the field. The Cavaliers shot 44%. The whole thing, I'm looking at that. Neither team shot good from the 3-point line. Cavaliers 29, Warriors 35. But the free throw discrepancy, Warriors 90, Cavaliers 77%. And the reason I circled the 3-point line, the Cavaliers was 9 for 31. The Warriors is 9 for 26. The Cavaliers, when they win games, their magic number is hitting like 13 or 14 threes, and they didn't do it. Kyle Korver didn't give you no threes. Jeff Green played awful. Jeff Green only had 3 points. He was 1 for 4. Kyle Korver was 0 for 4. Rodney Hood, like I said, give him a big standing no. Got lost in that Toronto series because he didn't want to get in. I thought that probably hindered him a little bit. 15 points, 6 rebounds for Rodney Hood. He played a great game last night. There's nothing you could ask for more than that. But George Hill needs you to step up. J.R. Smith with 13. He gave you that. Tristan Thompson 8 and 7. Kevin Love gave you 20 and 13, but it wasn't enough. Even though you want Kevin Love to get a double-double, Kevin Love gave you a supersized double-double. If the Cavs want to win, Kevin Love gave you about 30 points. He can't do that. I like how he's being aggressive early, and they stopped going to him. They set Rodney Hood down for a little bit. They stopped going to him when it was out of reach. It was just a lot of things I didn't see that the Cavaliers could have capitalized on. The only thing they could have capitalized on was stop switching on defense. They got to. They getting hurt like that. And their team is licking their chops because guess what? This person came off the bench and gave you 10 points and 6 rebounds. Jordan Bell. Setting great screens. Rolling right to the basket for dunks. And y'all was double teaming Steph Curry while Jordan Bell was out there, who was no threats. Didn't get that. That's a coach's error. Iggy. Sean Livingston. Sean Livingston gave you 8 quick ones off the bench. The reason I put Iggy on here for 8 points, even though he playing with that knee contusion, he's a game changer, folks. You see what happened when they put him in the game. LeBron James stopped driving to the rack. He became less aggressive, and he became more passive. That's the effect of Iggy. The 2015 Finals MVP. That's what he do. He's a game changer. He dunked on Tristan Thompson. This is what he do. He's a game changer. They didn't have an answer for it. Iggy came out there and gave you 8 points on the bad leg. On the bad leg, folks. Respect it or check it. You know who it is. It's Tay Wiz broadcasting live and direct from the Man Cave. Holla at y'all. Peace.